Executing command line programs from within Python. I'm building a web application that is going to manipulate, pad, mix, merge, etc. sound files, and I've found that socks does exactly what I want. Socks is a Linux command line program, and I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with having the Python web app starting new socks processes on my server on a per request basis. Example. This whole setup seems a little unstable to me. So my question is, what's the best practice for running command line programs from within a Python or any scripting language web app? Message queues would be one thing to implement in order to get around the whole request response cycle. But is there other ways to make these things more elegant?
I am not familiar with socks, but instead of making repeated calls to the program as a command line, is it possible to set it up as a service and connect to it for requests? You can take a look at the connection interface such as SQLite for inspiration.
The subprocess module is the preferred way of running other programs from Python, much more flexible and nicer to use than OS.system.
This whole setup seems a little unstable to me. Talk to the FFX folks about having a GUI frontend over a command line backend. It doesn't seem to bother them. Indeed, I submit that a GUI, or a web, frontend over a command line backend is actually more stable, since you have a very clean interface between GUI and command. The command can evolve at a different pace from the web. As long as the command line options are compatible, you have no possibility of breakage.
If you're concerned about server performance, then look at capping the number of running socks processes. If the cap has been hit, you can always cache the request and inform the user when it's finished in whichever way suits your application. Alternatively, have the end worker scripts on other machines that pull requests from the DB and call socks, and then push the resulting output file to where it needs to be.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.